Guys, I got into a lot of trouble at work yesterday. This is a bad situation. So I went to work yesterday and I got called into the office and there were like several managers in there and I was told to sit down and one of the managers said to me, because I work at a home improvement store, he said, "Did you stock some metal sheds yesterday?" And we have these metal sheds, they're really heavy, they weigh like 800 pounds. And I put some on the shelf. And when you put them on the shelf, you're supposed to security brace them. And I did, and I left one of them loose. And I said, "Yeah." And he said, you didn't brace the sheds." And I said, "No, I didn't." He goes, "Well, there was a couple in there yesterday, and they were trying to like pull one of the sheds down, and it slipped and it fell like this big." It slipped and it fell, and it fell on top. It fell on top of their 3-year-old child, and he said that it killed their kid. And I'm like, I mean, when do you do it? So I said, well, what's gonna happen now? And he said to me, well, we're gonna have to write you up. And I'm like, what? And he said, we're gonna have to write you up. And I was kind of like, that's a bit severe, isn't it? And he's like, not really, man. Like, you killed a kid. And I'm like, yeah. But it was my first time, I mean, this isn't something that I've done before, I mean, like I was like, I was a little shocked. I was like, don't I get like a warning? And he's like, no, man. He said, once you do something like this, it's straight to a write up. You're straight in there. You get a write up. And I'm like, jeez, man, that's like. I'm like, that's a bit severe. And he's like, well, dude, considering what happened, no, it's not. And I'm like, oh. And he said, the people whose kid you killed, he said they're really mad. Like, they're hopping mad. They called corporate yesterday and they made a complaint. He says, you're in a lot of trouble, man. You're in a lot of trouble. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's really hard to take, you know? So I asked him if I could call the parents just to apologize. You know? And I did. And they were, oh man, it was horrible. They were telling me about their son. And they were mad. And they said, we've got like 3 other kids. You know? That have lost their brother. And I was like, you got 3 other kids? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, eh. And they were like, what? And I was like, didn't say anything. And they were like, what? I was like, I'm not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. Not for me to say. And they were really mad. They were like, say it. And I was like, I mean, you got 3 other kids. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you don't have any left, you know? I mean, is this... They were super mad now, man. They were super, super mad. I might get fired for this. I gotta go.